what I want to do today, if you can see here, I have a cart, and what I want to do is bring this cart down to the same level as the rest of my shop furniture. And what I have been putting on top of here is obviously my drill press. It's more so just kind of like storage, but I want to make it a little bit more functional. And I was putting my bandsaw on there as well. So the drill press and the bandsaw. And beneath, you can see I just have some random things. So I'm going to clear that stuff out and then start getting some measurements to try to figure out how much I need to cut this table down to make this table equal with the rest of the tables in the shop. So that's the goal, is to try to make all these tables level. I still have actually 2 other pieces of shop furniture that I need to cut down. I had another one that I need to cut down, but actually I was making the cuts and I kind of, I don't know, got sidetracked, dyslexia, whatever you want to call it, but basically I cut one piece down the wrong length. I cut it in half when I should have cut it lengthwise, and so I have to go back to the drawing board, because what I'm trying to do is still use the wood that I have and not go out and get any more. I'm trying to be as efficient as I can, and at the same time acquire some skills while doing this, you know, just getting a better understanding. So let me go ahead and get started. All right, now I need to take these wheels off. So I decided to use the ratchet as opposed to the impact, because the impact will tear up these sockets. Okay. Whoa, that could have been detrimental. Okay. That's one fully dismantled. Let's get the next one done. I think I have some extra wheels like this too. Now, one thing that seems to make sense to me would be is if I actually made the actual table to the drill press and the Ryobi bandsaw on the same level as this, but then I'm wondering if that might be too low. I'm not 100% sure, because if I make the table the exact same height as this, then you see how much higher the bandsaw is going to be. I'll have to look at that and see what the best solution is. I really need to get in SketchUp. And as I've said before, I like to just put things together with just screws and maybe nails or metal fasteners so that I can take things back apart again and reassemble them as I'm continuing to grow. Obviously, when I become more confident and more sure in my abilities, then I'll start using wood glue and making things a little bit more permanent. So I've decided if I'm going to do this, I might as well look the part, right? I'm thinking putting this apron on is probably going to level me up at least 10 points. Let's see. So I was just playing around with the bandsaw the other day. Okay, next I need to find out which one I had marked. And here it is. 2 inches. Actually, a little bit under 2 inches. Okay. Let me see if I get an even number with the metric tape. And I do, 4. Okay. So 4 centimeters, so I'm going to use this one. So let's mark all these out. Double check, right at 4. Actually, to make this even more accurate, I have an idea. So with this here, I should be able to get a really good accurate, I should be able to get an accurate measurement. Let's see. And just repeatability is basically what I'm saying here. Still learning about the focus on this camera. A little bit long. Still a little bit long. Good to go, looks like. So now what I think I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to try to use my bench dog's fence and butt all these up against that so that I can try to line all these up. And I think I'm going to try to use that the Festool HKC to cut these down. But I think I will need a wasteboard underneath. So let me see if I can get that set up. So what I'm going to do is put my fence on in this orientation, like that. And what I would like to do to make this a little bit more secure is see if I can find the knobs. Somehow or other, I only found one knob. Gives me some good stability. Okay, so let me grab one of the boards. We'll just butt it up against here like this, but then I need to put some kind of cross member underneath. Part of working in the shop, one of the issues is not having, when you don't have things planned out, is you end up wasting a lot of time just setting things up. I need another board. Okay, so as you see, I got all the boards butted up against this. And let's see here. What I want to do is just make this cut right here. So I think I'm going to clamp these boards together. Make sure they're all butted up against here. They appear to be. Okay, now see, you got the cut in sight. I might have to back up just a little bit. Yeah, we got the HKC. And so I'm gonna butt this up. It's at 0 right here. Just make sure. This one seems a little bit off. as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, let me see here. Since this doesn't have to be perfect, and as I said, over time I'll get better, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I got here. And apparently this saw is set at 0 and it's tight. Let me drop the depth setting all the way down so it's at the max depth setting. I'm going to line this up, and if you're able to see, okay, yeah, that's a lot better. All right, so let me just go ahead and make this cut. Okay, so my saw's getting cut or caught in this dog hole, so I'm gonna have to move it closer to the edge here. So let me loosen everything. Or actually, I don't have to loosen that up. Make sure that's back down there. Move this whole thing down like this. Butt this up. And let's see. I'm gonna see if I can cut this left-handed. So we're butted up here. Looks pretty good on the line here, so let's try, give it a shot. So this is where the longer rail, the 420 or the 670 would have went through all of those, but you see I just gang cut all of those, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna move all of this over and try to get this last board cut. So that would have been a lot better cut if I could have cut all of those at the same time. So I may want to look into getting a longer rail, because even here, if you notice, this is just this isn't even 4 2x4s. So I think in the future, you know, when you have something with 4 legs or something like that, then you at least want to get the 420 rail. And obviously, if you get the 670 rail, you can cut even longer. So let's go ahead and move these around and try to get this last one cut. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clamp it down so it doesn't move. All right. So line that back up. And actually, I need to bring it back out to the edge like I had it before. Like this. Let's get this up here, butt it up. Looks good. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take off the plywood thickness off of these boards. I'm gonna have to take the plywood thickness off of these boards. So what I'm going to do is take it off the opposite end to make sure I kind of have 2 good, decently square sides. So I'm gonna rotate all these boards around the other way. butt them up. Back it up there so you can see. Okay, so I need to find a piece of plywood that is the same thickness as this top here. This one might be. I think this one. This is it right here. If I'm not mistaken. Yep, this is it. So basically I'm gonna put this all the way on the edge, like this. Take my pencil. And then, so I got my mark. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna take my triangle, which is around here somewhere. And that's why I like this TSO triangle, because you can use it to like scribe this whole line, but obviously there's a little bit of work involved because I need to take off the extra part and actually put the bottom fence on. And actually I could put on the registration pins. I don't even have to put on the full fence. Bench Dogs make something similar to this. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. I was actually thinking about picking one of those up just to kind of give a comparison between the two. So basically I have these registration pins here. I can basically screw these in to the bottom here, like this. And that gives me something to register square off of this one side. And then as long as those are down, and I slide this up, let's make sure all of these are down here, and I butt this up against that piece. I guess the problem with this is I don't know if this side is actually, you know, square, so I'm not sure if that's exactly what I want to do. Let me get that piece of plywood and put it up on here. Okay, squaring up to this end, I don't think that's the greatest idea. So what I'm gonna do is come all the way down here and measure. That's about 73 and a half. About 73 and a half. This is just a shade over 73. This is about 73 and a half. And this is a shade over 73 and a half. So these two are a little bit long and these are a little bit short, so I shouldn't see them. They should not be equal based upon that. How do I want to get that square? Because I'm quite sure this side is not square. What I could do is rip one side on the table saw, which is what I think I'm going to do. I'll take off the edges on both of these, so let's do that. So I'm going to take the fence off. Move this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way here. Try to keep these in the same orientation so I know that I'm gonna take the other cut off of the opposite end. Okay. Just come around here, take a look at the table saw here. And I'm not gonna take much off, just enough to kind of, square it off. I still need to actually put this in here in a way to where it actually okay. So I need to remove the fence, put this over here, like this. Lay it up. I guess that's good right there. Let's give it a shot. I'm taking just basically like a blade length off of the boards here. so we got the shrapnel off. Okay. Let's grab the fence. Pop that in there. Let's put the knob on. To the edge here. Oh yeah, I want to raise it up. All of these things are just a learning experience, learning how, how you need to fasten your wood down, and different techniques that, you're only going to learn through hands-on practice. And, that's one of the things I like about, doing this woodworking. It's like you just get to tinker. So I see this board right here has a nice little bow in it. So it actually, you see, it rocks back and forth. But I'm not so much concerned about that. I'm just making sure that the one side is flush. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up against here. And we're kind of going off of as if this side is flush. I'm gonna take this board here, or this thing here, and butt it up against this, and I want to push this out. That's essentially what I want to take off. Wow. That right there. And if I get it a little bit too low, I can come back and shim it, basically. Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot. So I'm gonna mark this line. And that's the cut I'm gonna make right there. So let's go ahead and clamp these together just to keep them kind of on one plane. Just snug it. It don't have to be super. All right, we'll come all the way back. Line this up. And so I'm buttoning up the work there, here. I'm gonna come over strong on that line. Actually, I should be able to pull this back. Oh, yeah, I gotta move that. Almost got through 4. But that's obviously with them trimmed down. If they weren't trimmed down, I would not have been able to get that far. There we go. That looks a little bit. Let me just see about that. Okay. We're going to call that good as far as our height. Let's measure those up. So it's about just over 71.5, so 71.6. Okay, that's 71.6. This is coming out as 71.8, and this one is coming out at 71.8. This one's coming out at 71 point. Seven and a half. So somehow, yep, this one's shorter by a great deal. I'm not quite sure how I got that all messed up, but I did. See, these are the things that happen. It's not super major because basically what I'm going to do is, since these are fairly close, they're not perfect. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Because if I cut it down any more, let's see. Let's move this out of the way here. Time of that, 6:42. All right, so let's move this around. Put this like this. Let's go ahead and pull this down, make it tight. this here, butt this up against that. And tighten that down, just like that. Now, I'll grab my other pieces. Let's start with the longest one. Lift this up. Stick this in here like this. Just like that. And then I need to get my Makita Tri-Song. Set my depth set. That may be enough. These pieces here should be the same. Actually, they're not. So I need to come up by just a hair. One of these days I'm gonna get this. Today may not be that day, but I'm gonna get it. Let's give it a shot again, see if we got it. So just off, just that much. Pencil up. Let's give that a shot. Am I cutting the right one? I think so. All right, we'll give that a shot. Let's see what the rest of them do. these three seem to be good. This one appears to be just a little bit short. Or, no, it's fine. Actually, it's good. Okay, so we got that. I think that's as far as I'm gonna get today because it's almost 7 o'clock and I don't want to be cutting into the night. But as you see, when you're basically a rookie at this, it takes time. It takes time to get set up. It takes time to figure out what you're doing, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. So I'll pick this back up tomorrow if I don't have any kind of unforeseen events, and I'm gonna get right back in here. Remembering the goal is to make that cart the same height as this table here, and possibly to split it into two components. One for the bandsaw and the other one for the actual drill press. I think I'm gonna leave this just like this. I thought I would actually get a lot further along than I did, but it is what it is. So I'll take it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.